Going on, guys? So this is a 2012 CJAA Jetta Sportwagen. I did the whole delete. I couldn't find any information on YouTube about this, so I just figured I'd make this short video. Now, there's two types of deletes. You could do just the DPF delete, and it deletes the cat. And then you just block off the EGR, which is right there. Just put a block off plate in there. But I just said screw it, and I took out the entire EGR cooler. And there's a video out there, some guy explaining with the motor out of the car. You use one of these plugs to go into the bottom of the turbo, and then you tighten it. Just make sure you put red Loctite, and I put some high temp RTV around the entire thing, because it sits in there, but it doesn't sit like snug. Like, I tightened it as much as I could, and it still had wiggle room, so I just coated the outside with RTV, snug it up in there, and it's good to go. So that goes into the bottom of your turbo, and then that goes in the bottom of your turbo. If you take the full, these are for people that are doing the full delete, like taking the EGR cooler out and everything. So that goes into the bottom of your turbo. You have to reroute your coolant line. I bought a Jeff Stevenson kit, and it came with that rinky-dink plastic elbow. I just got some barbed elbows. If they're brass, because, you know, coolant's hot, so I don't think the plastic would really do that well. Just be careful when you're doing that, because I made the mistake of cranking on my heater core hoses, and I actually broke one. So I just bought both of them, so I have this one when the other one goes bad. But don't wrench on these, because even if a little tweak, it will start leaking coolant, and that's what happened to me. So I had to replace that. That wasn't fun. And then it came with the race pipe. This race pipe, I did some reading on the forums. I bought a Jeff Stevenson kit, by the way, with the full EGR delete. And it comes with this race pipe. And after reading the forums and watching a couple of videos, well, the very few videos out there. Actually, I didn't find any videos on this. I read on the forums that this race pipe is almost impossible to seal. So I did the O-rings, and then I did RTV around everywhere. Hopefully it holds. If it doesn't hold, I'll probably just buy a race pipe to get rid of my my shutter valve, because I don't really care if the car runs away. It is what it is. So yeah, that's that. And then obviously you'll have this pipe come around, and you could put a plate on it, just like temporarily. But if you want to do it the right way, when I read on the forums, this thing vibrates, and if it cracks right there at the flex, or if it cracks over here, you're basically stranded. You can't go the speed limit. So I said screw that, and I took my airbox out. I took the battery tray out, the battery. I had to disconnect this intercooler pipe right here. I had to take this, where is it? I took this out. I don't think I'm going to put it back in. This was like wrapped around here. And it just like takes hot air, I'm assuming, from the motor, and puts it into the bottom of the airbox. So I'm guessing it doesn't freeze or something. I have no idea. But I'm just going to put a plug over that and just get rid of this, because I don't need it. So yeah, I took that out. And then the easiest way that I found to remove this from the manifold is to remove all this stuff, disconnect this pipe, and then this little boot right here. Where is it? I had it somewhere. Oh, this little boot. This little boot that comes off the bottom of the turbo right here. You have to remove that too, because it's just going to be in the way. Like the... Which I'm going to turn my flash on. Hold on, let me get a flashlight. So if that boot's on, it sticks out like about to here, and it's just in the way of the plate. So I just took that boot off. You're going to have to shove a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, something not sharp inside right here and break up all this carbon because that boot was stuck on there really good. Then you got to remove your inlet, the air intake, whatever the hell it is, the intercooler pipe. That's easy. And then, yeah, you'll have access to it. I didn't have to use any swivels or what I read online. People are saying it's a pain. After I did that, it was pretty self-explanatory. I sprayed it with coil, let it sit for an hour, and used this wrench with an extension and took it right out. If your car's crusty, I'd use heat to remove them, because if you snap those studs coming off, it could be definitely a pain. It can make the job a lot longer. So yeah, then I'll just throw this plate on and put everything back in, and then I'll be good to go. I don't think there's anything else I didn't cover. Oh, when you get this pipe loose, instead of making it a pain in the ass trying to fish it out in one piece, I cut it right in the middle, right there, with one of these Milwaukee die grinders. You can get one from Harbor Freight for way less, but this thing fits perfectly right in here. You gotta remove this out of the way, but this fits perfectly in here, and you can cut it right in half, and it comes right out. And there's one triple square. It's down there. You see it? It's holding this this front part of the pipe in place. And that's about it. Yeah, just let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Oh, one last thing. When you're underneath the car, people are saying you gotta take your CV, or you have to disconnect your passenger side axle. You don't have to do that. There's no need to do that. And you definitely don't have to drop the subframe. So all I did was you undo the dog bone mount. Actually, let me show you. Lift's kind of slow. A real YouTuber would edit this out, but I don't really know how to do that stuff, so. Okay, so yeah, you don't have to remove your axle or drop the subframe. I don't know why people on the forums and on YouTube are telling you to do that. All I did was disconnect my dog bone mount. I took this completely out, this bolt completely out, and then I just loosened this one up. And the whole motor becomes loose, and you stick a pry bar right here, a big pry bar, and you can pry on the motor, where it gives you just enough room. Well, not just enough, plenty of room, really. You pry right here, you swing the whole motor and transmission forward, and that DPF will slide right out the back. It'll come right, it will shoot right out of there. And if you're doing the EGR delete, like deleting the cooler, you'll have way less hoses and connections to hook back up. Just comment if you have any questions. And yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, there's that barb fitting I was talking about. So, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. I just figured I'd make this video because there's no videos on YouTube and not a whole lot of information. Well, there's a lot of misinformation. Like, imagine dropping this entire subframe and dropping your axle. Aligning all this back up would be a pain in the ass. I'd rather just remove the dog bone, stick a pry bar in there, and everything falls right out the back. And even with I even removed the EGR cooler. I even removed the EGR cooler with just the dog bone mount. That's it. I just swung it out of the way. I had to twist it up there. can't really see, but I had to twist it up there, and then it still came out the back. So, but yeah, let me know if you got any questions. Oh, by the way, this is a off-road vehicle. It's not going on the road. See you later.